Hi, church. Today's devotion is entitled Stands in the Midst of Circumstance. It is taken from Matthew chapter 27, verse 20 to 22 and verse 26. But the chief priests and the elders persuaded the crowd to ask for Barabbas and to have Jesus executed. Which of the two do you want me to release to you? Asked the governor. Barabbas, they answered. What shall I do then with Jesus who is called the Messiah? Pilate asked. They all answered, Crucify him. Verse 26. Then he released Barabbas to them, but he had Jesus flogged and handed him over to be crucified. Well, Pilate, the Roman governor, was reluctant to crucify Jesus as the charges against him was pretty much baseless. However, in order to cement his position as the governor, and due to the political pressure at that point of time, as well as the fear of uproar, he chose the easy route and authorized the release of Barabbas and the crucifixion of Jesus. Now, if you were in the position of influence and authority like Pilate, what would you have done? Would you have taken a stand and do what is right? Or would you cave in to the escalating pressure from the angry mob? One thing is for sure, as Christians, our faith is countercultural. We're called to stand out and not blend in. Don't just withstand, but take a stand in the face of racism, discrimination, oppression, abuse, injustice, and the list goes on and on. Our stance in the midst of circumstance can be a defining factor and a catalyst of change. We have a duty to speak up, to be the voice of the voiceless, to defend the oppressed, to take up the cause of the fatherless, to plead the case of the widow, and more importantly, to represent Christ. In the course of our lifetime, we will find ourselves in situations whereby we are tempted to remain silent or turn a blind eye. But the opposite is also true. We will find ourselves with God-given opportunities to take a stand and make our voice count. Maybe it is to speak up for someone who has been wrong, someone who was bullied, someone who has been on the receiving end of some really demeaning words. The question is, will you rise up to the occasion, or will you choose the easy route of withdrawal? What is your stance? Because if you don't stand for anything, you will fall for everything. Don't just go with the flow. Learn to discern what is God calling you to do. Don't forfeit faith at the expense of fear, just like Pilate. Take time to ask yourself, what is the one area that God is calling you to take a stand and make your voice count? The buck stops with you. Make your voice count. God bless.